Okay. Once again, this is Kwame Selassie, the Black Hippie Jesus, here in the Far East. I am on another quest, another journey to discover more about Eastern spirituality, Eastern mysticism, Eastern philosophy. And I started this journey actually back in 2019, but it had got cut short by COVID. And now I'm back on this spiritual quest. Thankfully, I was able to go to Mexico and do my first spiritual archaeological journey through the land of the Maya. And that journey has transformed my life and brought me back here to finish this mission. On that mission, just to speak about that, I had a spiritual transformation, what I call a metaphysical transformation, where I did 5-MeO DMT. We call it the Sonora Desert Toad, and that took me, and I had a incredible dream. Actually, you could call it that. Actually, to simplify the understanding of what the medicines do to certain people, especially like myself, as I was seeking to answer some basic, actually not basic questions, for philosophical question, which was my origin, what's my meaning in life, what is morality, and my ultimate destiny. In which, when I took 5-MeO DMT, I had a dream in which I found these answers through a magic trip through 12 dimensions of space up to a bright light, which I call consciousness, what they call God. And it showed me through a dream and the answer to those questions. And at the end of that, transformed my mind, showed me reality, and now I have a new outlook on life. It's very transformative. And just to use some language from the Maya, I basically symbolically became in myself Kukulkan, which, if I said that right, which is the lower nature becoming the higher nature, or merging with the higher nature and becoming a new man, which the Bible talks about, which many of the ancient books talk about. Also, I discovered in myself Ekbalam. I'm going to go more into these things later, but at the end of my journey in Mexico, there was these indigenous Mayan concepts that were actually deeply connected to Gnosticism, which we'll talk about more, as these ideas spread across the world about man coming out of this lower nature, which is filled with desire and passions and aggression and so many different things that actually plague the mind and cause so many of our internal issues that we are seeking to relieve. Actually, I was able to overcome that through these indigenous ceremonies, through this magic ride, I call it, of transformation. And now here I am in Asia. So just to get back on topic of me being in Asia, I'm here studying the Tao Te Ching. This is if you know Lao Tzu, if you know anything about that, there is a spiritual philosophy that is here based in Asia. And there's one concept that I want to talk about today as the main reason for this video, is the concept of Wu Wei. Now, Wu Wei is not to be confused. It's basically, the translation is to do nothing. But it's not to be confused with passivity. It's actually far from passivity. What it is simply is one comes to a state of consciousness where they don't fight with life anymore. They don't strive to obtain things, especially materialistic things that are driving people in the world to steal from each other, kill, basically destroy, steal, kill, and destroy each other over materialistic, egotistical pursuits of being on top of a hierarchy it's a settling, it's a calmness, it's a patience that one obtains when they have Wu Wei. They come out of that drive, that aggression to obtain, and life is lived in the moment. Life is lived spontaneously. Life is lived non-aggressively. However, when there is a time for force, force is met with force. This is where we get into martial arts, which I've studied for years, and which I've actually, partook in several years of mixed martial arts, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, name a few, judo, especially judo. And these martial arts teach you about this way, actually, in a lot of senses. They teach you how to not use force and aggression to get your way, but to only use it when it's necessary. And that's also the way that I live, is I only do things that are necessary, that are important, that I need to do when I need to do them, not because I want to, right? As a matter of fact, you get to the state, and it's pretty much talked about in Buddhism, the state of no desire, where one does not desire things and even people, which is where we get into relationships and this control mechanism we have that actually ruins relationships instead of actually enrich them. So this is a quick talk about my spiritual journey from west to east, and now how I am getting to Wu Wei, the art of non-resistance, this art of not fighting to get things, not fighting to be something that you're not, right? So many people are trying to be something that they're not, do things that they know they shouldn't be doing, all because they're trying to appeal to some hierarchical status in society, in which there is a way in which one can live in the moment, understanding how to interact with people as they come, and not going after things and to try to make yourself happy, if that makes sense. So there's more to it. I'm going to describe more. It's actually a very complex thing, but just to give you an idea that Wu Wei is actually a way of life that frees you from the psychological trauma and drama of trying to get your way, trying to have things the way you think they should be, or to live the way, or make people live the way you think they should be living, or always monitoring and policing people. There's so many psychological things that affect us sociologically, that there are certain spiritual concepts and things that we can adopt, that we can actually become, so that we can rid ourselves of this oppressive state of life that we live in, of violence and many different issues we have as a whole humanity right now. So this is Kwame Selassie, Black and Peace. I am here in the East on a journey of spiritual transformation, because that's all that's important to me. This is what I seek. This is what, if you want to say that's what I want, that's what I want, is simply a transformation of soul, transformation of self, a higher way of being. Actually, if everyone focuses on such a thing, the whole world around us starts to change, instead of focusing on things and money and jobs and relationships and all the stuff that we're chasing. Let those things go and take life on a journey and enjoy the journey instead of thinking about the goal. All right, so it's Kwame Selassie one more time. Y'all be easy. Peace out.